Welcome to this coach education chat. I'm joined by Barbara O'Connell. Barbara, you're quite a busy person. You're playing football, you're coaching, you're working, you're writing, you're doing a bit of everything, But I suppose the reason why I wanted to catch up, you're a female coach and you've just taken over a men's team in Cork. Can you kind of talk to us how that came about?
Yeah, Gareth, I suppose about 2 months back, their manager, Brian Higgins, just got in contact with me and he was just asking would I be interested in getting involved. Now, I suppose my idea of getting involved was just to do a few sessions with them, but so that was about 7 weeks ago now that I started with them, and it's been fabulous. I suppose the main thing for me is they, I was just thrown into the deep end, given full responsibility of all the training sessions, and which I didn't expect, but I love it that way. To be honest, I've been doing all the training sessions now the last few weeks, and it's great.
Were you apprehensive about going in at all at men's senior level?
Yeah, look, to be honest, yeah, definitely. I mean, last year I was actually asked by a club in Cork, and it was to manage a junior men's team. Now, that team actually involves a lot of ex-League of Ireland players, so at the time it was a bit daunting, and I was thinking, Jesus, how am I gonna teach these lads? Like, they know everything. But I suppose after doing my UEFA B, then you realise like it's not about what you know. I mean, still to this day, I'm still learning, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
So when the chance came around this time, I said, feck it. I needed that kind of challenge. I've been coaching girls and women's for probably 15 years now. And so I said, look, feck it, I'll try it out. And it's been brilliant, and I suppose credit to the lads really. Like they're very respectful, like, they treat me as a coach and not just a woman, you know what I mean? And I think that's probably what I got from the UAFB, really doing the UAFB, that you're no longer, women's coach, you can coach men or women, which I think is fantastic, and it's after probably given me huge confidence.
That's really the main message here, really, isn't it? You're a coach. You're either a good coach or a bad coach, whether you're a good player or a bad player, a good
Yeah.
teacher or a bad teacher.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I even feel I play with men's team there every Wednesday evening for the past 7 years, and like there's 22 lads. I'm the only woman always there, and it's so I suppose that has kind of helped a bit. I've always been kind of playing with the men's team, but in saying that, now it was really daunting going at first, but to credit to the lads, like they're a great bunch, and I'm not saying like just because they're not ex League of Ireland players that they're that the standard was lower or anything. It was just like I gained confidence from doing the UAFB. So trying this team out, then they're wanting to learn. They mightn't be playing at the highest standard, but they're very enthusiastic. They respect me. I think probably because a lot of them would know I'm a player. That kind of helps as well. You know what I mean? They kind of probably think she knows a little bit about football, and I kind of fall in and do the sessions with them, which I enjoy as well. So the main thing for me and for the club, like Dunbar, is just to make the sessions as enjoyable as possible for the lads, and that's I think I've been doing that the last few weeks anyway.
So you're coaching with Dunbar. You're also still playing with Wilton as well. So you've
Yeah,
always played to a high level. So you're
yeah.
obviously coming in with a fresh perspective from a coach, but also a very player centric approach as well because you're still a player.
Yeah, I think so, and I think that it definitely helps with the lads, because I'm not there. I mean, there's a lot of coaches, and they're great coaches, and people might say, oh, they're textbook coaches or whatever. I think when you play the game, you're that when you're trying to get a message across on the field. I think once they know you're a player, and I do know what I'm talking about, I think it does help, and I think we fall in and do one or two sessions, and when you don't make it too much of a fool of yourself, you get that that the lads appreciate you, and so it is. It's been fantastic, to be honest. Now.
Every coach will always have those kind of butterflies when you go into a team for first at that start, and how are they going to adapt? How are they going to respond to me? And
Yeah.
my way of thinking and stuff like that. Did you think that you had to shock them or surprise them, or maybe throw a spanner in the works a little bit because maybe you're coming in as a female coach, so they're judging you maybe slightly differently because it's not the norm?
Yeah, to be honest, like and I would have been involved with kind of men's team as in watching men's for a long time over through my work and also through my brothers, watching my brothers play. But this league that I came into, know nothing about it, and didn't really know any of the lads bar two who told me they were in in school with my nephew. But
Okay.
so apart from that, like knew nothing about it, didn't know what way the lads were going to take me, and I was thinking, Jesus, like what's the best approach here now? So basically I went in with the idea of, right, just try to be confident, you know your football, try and make this first session anyway as enjoyable as possible. So for me, like when I'm playing and when I'm training, it's all about a ball. Like even though they were back pre-season after the COVID, I wasn't going to make them run laps on the first night or do a lot of running. Now, to be fair to them, they didn't stop running for the entire session, but it was all with a ball. And I think for me, you know, I just did what I would enjoy in a training session. And I think, you know, when they're coming up to you afterwards and when they're saying that was a really good session, one of the best we've done in a few years, whether it was or not, they made me feel good. And you know, they were sweating coming off the pitch, but they were smiling, and that's all I wanted, to be honest.
Is it kind of sad that we even have to mention it being so few females working in the men's game in this country?
Sorry, Garth.
Do you think it's kind of sad that we have to even mention the fact that there's so few female coaches working in the men's game?
Yeah, definitely. Because I actually spoke to a person last week, and he's like, "Are you the first woman ever to kind of coach in Cork?" And I said, "Probably, yeah, in Cork at the men's level." I said, "But like I said, it's crazy, like because, you know, I mean, I know there's so many good women coaches out there, and not necessarily that they're even coaching, but you know, I've dealt with them in games and stuff, and I know myself that they would be really good coaches. Um, it's like playing with lads. Like as I said to you, I play with lads on a Wednesday night. Girls, women are very slow to get out there and put themselves out there at times. So I'm not blaming, you know, society thinking, oh, women can't coach, because they can. And you know, after doing the UEFA, I think, you know, there was women on that course who were absolutely fantastic coaches, and they, like, I mean, they had a lot more confidence even than me. So I'm thinking, Jesus, they could go and do a men's team no bother, because like it wasn't until I actually went in and did my first session that I felt, heck it, like, you know, you're doing the same kind of drills that you would do with a women's team, you know. So why not, you know, once you get the respect, I think if you're with a group of players that want to play, want to learn, um then there should be no problem.
So what are the barriers that need to be broken down for those types of female coaches you mentioned there that have the capabilities, have the confidence, but probably just need the opportunity?
Yeah, I think, you know, when we're doing our UEFA and stuff like that, and we get like teams in that we coach and stuff, you know, we were getting a lot of emerging talent groups, but we were getting girls in actually, you know, we were coaching girls. So maybe if they changed that slightly and brought in boys teams, you know,
Yeah.
because it would definitely help. It'll be a start, you know, obviously a younger group, but definitely a start. I think kind of recently there, even some girls teams are starting to play boys teams, and it's fantastic, you know. I see my own two daughters, you know, they're playing boys teams, and it gives them huge confidence. They actually think they play better. They're trying to up their game of the boys. So I don't see why you're not, you know, if when you're doing your badges that you're starting to coach kind of men's teams or boys teams, and it might be just a start, because that's all I needed, one session to give me that confidence to feel, you know, great. And I'm training tonight now and looking forward to it. You know what I mean?
You've mentioned a couple of times there, but the UEFA B license course, you did the female only uh, section of it. That's the whole point of that course, really, isn't it? To kind of empower the female coaches on that course and give them the confidence that they can go out into the wider world and you know establish themselves as a coach.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I remember when we were asked if we wanted to do the course, and I was thinking female only, and I said, yeah, it was an attraction straight away, you know, because I've been on courses with men, and not that it never bothered me, to be honest, but there were times when you're shying back and you're standing back when you're asked to do a session by yourself, and you know, you do feel like that some men are judging you or whatever. Whereas with the women's, I don't think I ever felt that, you know, I mean, even when there's girls a lot more confident than you, you just feel a little bit more comfortable and relaxed, you know. So yeah, it was brilliant doing the women's only UFAB course, and it definitely does give you loads of confidence. You know what I mean? Because you're working with top quality coaches, top quality tutors, and they give you that confidence. You know, by the time I finished that course, I was raring for that new challenge before I was ever asked to do a men's team. That was in my head, that was my next thing I wanted to do.
You're clearly someone, Barbara, who doesn't mind taking on challenges. But how do you kind of feel, being a strong female voice in football in Cork? Because obviously, you're renowned for being a very good player through the last number of years, and obviously you're still playing, as I mentioned. Now you're doing this coaching the men's side. You're progressing up the coaching ladder. But you also write for the Evening Echo, and you produce pieces there. So you're very much a voice, a female voice in a male-dominated coaching or football world.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, because I've probably touched on, as you said, so many different things. I coach a lot of the younger teams in Wilton, which I love. I'm playing with the senior team, and I kind of help coach them with that team as well. And then I've kind of like with the men's now, and then my writing. So I seem to be just at every game. I'm around the place all the time. I'd watch any game. I live for football. I love it. I do. But it at the moment over my two girls playing with Cork City, two of them, like Alex is with the 17s and Jessie's with the seniors. So I feel I can't get to that level coaching women because obviously my own two girls don't want me involved.
Okay.
And that's fair enough. I've coached them so long and they need that break. But I'd love to be coaching at National League level. So if it's not with the women's, definitely with the men's or something, I'd love it. And I'm thinking now, why not? Like, I do love football. I love the game. I feel I know the game well. I know, a lot of players around Cork, and I do feel I'd be some addition to, at a high level, and that's my aim eventually. You know what I mean? I mean, I am enjoying everything I do now. I enjoy playing, coaching, working, love my job. Um, but obviously, yeah, if I could get higher, hopefully, that's the aim.
Brilliant, Barbara. Great to hear that ambition, and great to hear that you're putting yourself out there and doing so well. Obviously, wish you the best of luck this season with Dunbar and everything else that you're doing. Thanks very much.
Thanks very much, Gareth. Thank you.